we're still a hardcore band that lives like a hardcore band and breathes like a hardcore band. But when we started, it was all just excitement. Go, go, go. Wow. I mean, in a wonderful way, we've all figured out touring's insane, but the calmness of touring at this age, how to get through the days, because we're going on like 23 years of straight touring.
It's weird, like people come up on stage, I'm telling them the whole time to get off the stage. It's so weird. Everybody back off. This is our area. What are you doing up here? I used to get mad at people when things would get broken on stage. Then I realized I begged them to do it every 15 or 20 seconds.
My name is Scott Vogel. I'm the vocalist. Not much singing. We just learned that it's a festival that's already underway, and we play at 7:30 instead of 11, which has been mostly playing late. And this is good fucking news. Early show, early to bed. We call that old. My earlier bands would like start to get a little momentum, and for one reason or another, they all broke up when we were just starting to do some stuff and get our shit together. When I moved out west, it was with the mindset that I'm not gonna do another band. I'm like done with bands. But then I got the call that Carry On just broke up and that they wanted to start a new band with me. And I met with Nick and Todd, and that was it. There was no doubt that there was something special about those two and the way they played together. Now there's not too much of the unexpected. I don't wanna say it's not exciting, but I think we really know who we are and comfortable with that, the size of the band, how we operate ourselves as people. So it's like smooth sailing at this point. I will take this over the chaos of the early years. Stop.
Yeah.
I've personally never lost desire to keep doing this because, I mean, I like legitimately love this shit.
My name's Martin.
I play guitar for Terror for the past 20 years. I was in my 20s when I first joined the band, so I had never traveled as much. I had played music before, but playing with Terror was like an explosion for me. I was so focused on going to as many places as I possibly could, and now that I've been to a lot of those places, I feel that Terror means so much more to me now because it's become more of an identity thing for me, where it's far more important to me now.
My name's Chris Linkovich. I play bass in Terror. Going from one band to a much more established band, Terror, That was awesome to level up in that way. It gave me security, and I felt settled finally. It put me on a schedule. I had never experienced that kind of thing before. It was like, be on your shit. It forced me to elevate my professionalism too. I pride myself in that now. Maybe I'm at the bottom of that, maybe still working out my stuff, but I'm in a much different elevated space than I had when I came into the band. I have stress nightmares still of like the band's playing, I'm like somewhere down the street, I don't have my guitar, my cable's broken, and I'm freaking out, and I'm like, that's a reoccurring stressed dream. That's like PTSD level stuff that you can only get from being in a touring band that is Terror.
My name is Jordan Posner, and I play guitar in Terror. When I joined Terror had already been a band for a couple years and already well established, and kind of coming into something like that, you know, felt like the new kid on the block.
Woke up, dripping sweat, I'm sure everyone else did. About to go outside where it's probably even hotter. And then we're gonna go into the venue, which this place is
My
notorious
other
for
bands had already broken up, and so I was kind of living normal life and kind of wondering if I could readapt to hectic, crazy touring life, and kind of stepped right into it, into the insanity of it all. And next thing you know, it's 16 years now, and you go on tour, you come home for a little bit, you recharge, you go back out. Now it's just more second nature.
Today is Jordan's birthday! Let's do 1, 2, 3, happy birthday. 1, 2, 3, happy birthday! Yes.
My name is Nick Jett, and I play drums in Terror. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, try to turn, I'm always here for you. When we first started, it was we wanted to just go out and play hardcore shows and travel the world, and now it's turned into our whole lives. You know, we've been doing this for so long now that it's everything to us. It's our family, our friends. You know, we get to spend all of our time, you know, with each other, and yeah, it's become, you know, everything for us. Now, you know, I have a family to support. It gives a lot of purpose to going out and playing shows. Obviously, it's really hard to be away from my family when I'm gone all the time, but when I'm out here doing this, it gives even more purpose to doing what we do.
The momentum that we've just continued to kind of give ourselves, it's just, there's no other option. It's like we're used to that cycle of, you know, we're gonna release an album, tour our asses off of it, and then what's next?
It's pretty crazy to think about that there's 10 Terror albums in the world now. I mean, we never would have thought we would be here after all these years, playing shows, recording records. Honestly, you know, we're just still excited to do this.
If you know the words, sing with me. If you really know the words, get up here and take the microphone. Roll over, go!
Looked like about, I don't know, 700 kids, and 400 of them knew the words to almost every song. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe I'm overestimating. 300. I'll take 200. Told me I couldn't have this, but I live by my own set of rules. No band I was in before this had ever released a second LP.
10 LPs for a band is pretty insane, I think, for a hardcore band especially. A lot of bands don't last that long, which I understand why, because it's not easy to exist for this long.
Album number 10, album number 11, 12. Things have just been so fortunate for us that we're able to just come back every couple years, get a bunch of songs together that we're all very stoked on, and put it out and just get back on the road. And, you know, that's been the pattern for us so far.
I wonder if there's even like 20 hardcore bands, 10 hardcore bands that have released 10 LPs. Like Sick of It All's gotta be close. I don't know, there's probably very few. You know, that being said, I'm proud of all 10 of the records. There isn't, you know, there's ones I like more than others, but that in itself is something to be proud of. But to just be able to commit to anything for let's just change it to 26 years, to be able to be around those people and not turn your back on them and them not turn their backs on you, and to be able to maintain I hate using this word, but like a fan base for this long it's a grind, believe me. There's a lot of stress and a lot of sacrifice and a lot of missteps, highs and lows. To get to that point, we should be proud of ourselves. It's pretty cool.
This is a band on a mission. We're gonna keep pumping out the records until we physically can. There's a lot to say for that in a band that's out here. 10? We'll see you at 20, I guess.
It's always fun to go back, you know, when it's time to write a new album and go through my voice notes and my phone that I've, you know, collected over the years, finding a riff that I've just like I wrote maybe 2 years ago and be like, oh shit, I can't wait to put this into it, try and work a song out of this. Anytime we're on tour with a band that's got sick riffs, that's motivating. Not even in a competitive way, just be like, oh, I love that, but I want to even come back with something even harder or something catchier, you know, and just fucking can't wait for that to come into fruition and to getting on stage and playing that live and watching people go fucking nuts for it.
I never feel that our records are too different than each other. You know, we're not making big leaps and jumps to, you know, to do anything too different from what we know and what we love. We worked with Todd Jones a bunch on this record, but we also did that on the last record, so it's not too different from that experience. I think the biggest difference would be that we worked with Taylor Young doing the record, and we went to his studio, and to me it feels really cool because I view that's like a younger person in perspective of us as a band, whereas other people we've worked with, engineer-wise, recording-wise, producing-wise, have been, you know, either our age or older. So I feel that it's like a fresh injection of some younger perspective, and not that any of us are out of touch with younger people. I feel like we are kind of, you know, we're all peers on the same level and stuff like that. But he's someone who grew up listening to the band and going to see the band play locally and stuff like that. So I think, I think that perspective is gonna shine through.
I think the beauty of Terror is it doesn't have to differ. I think we've figured out our formula that we're happy with, and I think we lean into that. This record is the record that I've probably put the most effort into. This is definitely the most I put into lyrics, the layout. When we were writing, I was heavily involved in all the music and stuff. I have a notes section in my phone. Anytime I hear a cool phrase, if someone says something, even at this point, if it's just a word that I haven't really leaned into in a song, because with 10 albums, you've got 100 songs and a lot of words have been taken. Like, I can't easily just throw overcome into a song.
you know, unless it's a nod to the actual song.
There's a theme that Scott came with where, you know, dealing with his battles with alcohol and him now being sober. And I like the theme around that because it's very personal for him.
So a lot of this record is about heavily drinking for the last, let's just call it 15 years. And some people can drink and handle it. Some people like me drink and not all the time, but become mean. I'd always break things, and sometimes it was funny, and sometimes I was giving someone $500 because I broke the TV or whatever. When I stopped drinking, a lot of really good things would happen to me. I was describing the energy I had, losing weight, just waking up in a better mood. But you would think from an outsider's position, or in my position, that when you stop drinking, your problems start to disappear. What I found is they were clearer than ever. Like, they didn't just go away, they were there, and they were unmasked, and they were uncamouflaged. I was terrified to look out at the crowd sober and be like, I have to play to these. And it wasn't the song part, it was this, like, the connecting with the crowd part. It was almost giving me fucking panic attacks. Like, I went to the doctors and was like freaking out, like, what is going on with me? Like, just having this playing sober was giving me crazy panic attacks. And so the still suffer to me was, even as I'm trying to better myself and change my life and get rid of the vice that was masking all this suffering, you get rid of it and you're trying to be a better person, you're still gonna suffer until you address all those things. But I have not been drunk in years, and I'm still trying to figure out just a lot of my problems and how to be a better person and how to get through this chunk of my life as peaceful as possible.
Thinking about another 20 years, what, I'm gonna be 60-something years old. As far as long-term, who knows? Because thinking about it puts too much pressure on it. Maybe the pressure is what makes bands fold. I'm not surprised that we hit 10 LPs, but I'm also didn't expect anything, you know.
There's a lot of bands that don't play as many shows, don't travel as much, don't go on tour as much. They don't get to connect with all the people in all these different places. I think that's one of the most important things for us, has been able to travel around the world and meet people, get face to face with everybody, rather than just playing a couple shows a year, playing a couple festivals and releasing some stuff on the internet. It makes a big difference and I think is been really important for Terror as a band, and one of the reasons why we love doing what we do.
Relevance comes from staying on the road, keeping it fresh, bringing the new bands on, creating awesome music, and just always grinding. If you're out here and you're trying to be like big business, faking it as a hardcore band, the people see through that, hardcore kids see through that, and they're gonna throw you to the wayside.
We're gonna keep doing what we do, what we're known for, releasing straight up hardcore albums that, you know, people wanna hear from us, and, you know, we're gonna be out there touring and playing to as many people as we can, wherever, whenever, and, you know, to hopefully keep that relevancy as a band that's been around as long as we have.
We've maintained a balance of staying connected to what's going on now, but also keeping people along for the whole ride with us, whether they've been with us from day one or 10 years. Hardcore's a community, and if you're part of the community, you go to shows, you care about younger bands. We want to play with younger bands. We have no problem playing before younger bands. Just being there and being part of it and not being an outsider that expects and expects and expects, I think that's an important thing. After all the things I've been through with my other bands leading up to Terror, I would have never, ever imagined we would make it to 20 plus years, 10 plus albums. That's just unthinkable for me.